word, YouTube? It's your boy Big Will. Life after prison. This is the video that I posted earlier that had no volume. I don't know what happened to it, but I mean, you pretty much heard what I had to say, right? How this man is just out having a beer after work. These cops asking for his ID. He's trying to get it. And then the superhero decides he's gonna jump on him and break his nose. Slam his face into the concrete. This fucking shit's gotta stop, man. These cops gotta be held to a different accountability. You know, bad enough us citizens pay their salary, right? They ultimately work for us, and they treat us as we are less than them. And they're not. They are here to protect and serve us. Not to beat us and belittle us when they think they can because they have a badge on. They talk to people the way they want. They want to show up and tell you shut the fuck up and sit down, and no, that don't go like that. And then when you don't respect them, they want to try and throw when you don't respect them, they want to try and throw a pair of cuffs on you and lock you up. But here's the video. Let's see what they say.
Do you guys know you're not supposed to be drinking outside in public?
Yeah.
Why are you guys drinking outside?
How did questions about an open container of beer turn into a violent takedown by police, sending a man to the hospital and to court on several charges, including felony resisting arrest? But those charges are now dropped.
And the spotlight is turning to the actions of those Marin County police officers. ABC 7 News I-Team reporter Dan Noyes is here with an investigation you'll see only on 7. Dan.
Amma and Dan, that man's attorney and experts in the field tell me this should not have happened, that those officers used excessive force, and that at least one of them lied in his official report about the incident. A warning here, some of these pictures are disturbing. Along an industrial section of San Rafael's Windward Way, beneath the power lines, just past the Canal District Community Garden, day laborers gather after work to socialize, eat, and drink.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? There's like a whole bunch of beer over here.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
On this evening, July 27th, San Rafael police officer Daisy Mazariegos confronts 3 men, including a popular Marin County gardener we'll call
You give them a ticket and you send them on their way.
You know, I don't have nothing to say.
You don't have nothing to say? You're just out here
people.
drinking and you think it's funny?
No, it's not funny.
Okay.
Then in Spanish, Mateo explains he and his friends like to drink beer after a long day of work, and that they come to this area because neighbors at his apartment complex complain when they're loud.
¿Cuál es tu ID?
¿Cuál, lo mío?
Los tres.
Mazariegos asks for ID, and the tension builds after Officer Brandon Nail arrives. 6 feet 2, 250 pounds. He towers over Mateo, who is just 5 feet tall, 130 pounds.
Hey, sit the down. Hey, you don't have to talk to me.
Well,
I
sit
told
the
you to
fuck
sit
down.
down.
Like, that's the way they think they can talk to people.
You know what? Yes.
It appears Mateo is trying to cooperate, but he has difficulty finding his ID without standing up to reach into his pockets.
Take out your ID, dude.
I know. I have to take it out, but I have to take it out to take the ID out. You know?
Just sit down. Just
I
sit
know,
down.
but you
Sit
have to
down.
understand.
Okay.
Hey.
Stop.
You can see from his body cam that Officer Nail forces Mateo to the ground over beer bottles, punches him in the nose, and pushes his face into the rough pavement.
And it turns out he had a broken nose and a concussion.
Right. I have an active case right now where almost exactly this thing happened, and the guy is dead.
Roger Clark is a nationally recognized police practices expert who has testified in more than 1,300 cases.
I not do anything.
Told you to sit down, you don't sit down.
He says Officer Nail used
Look at the
excessive
blood
force,
all over the
but
cement.
Officer Mazariegos overreacted to a relatively
drinking a beer
minor
after
infraction,
work.
an open container of beer.
It sounded to me like a chip.
How many of you people go outside and have a beer after work? How many of you people just like to go to the packy, have a beer? Right? A nice summer day. Just worked an 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift, whatever. So the cop comes, hey, dump the beer out or go home. They're not driving, they're not bothering people. You know, dump the beer out. Here, here's a ticket for drinking in public. It's a misdemeanor, right? But no, this cop decides he's gonna jump on him and beat the hell out of the guy, and then lie on his report and say the guy tried to put me in a headlock.
A chip on her shoulder.
Listen to him.
She did not like the response she was getting, and she comes on strong, and it just goes downhill from there.
His face.
After the officers load Mateo into a patrol car,
Why you pull up in the car? Right.
they discuss what happened with paramedics.
Uncooperative. So we took him down to the ground.
Their colleagues.
His face is blown out. He had a bad day.
He had a bad day.
Okay.
And
Fucking
their supervisors.
How you doing? Okay. Good. Anything?
No.
Listen to what a sergeant says as he walks away from Officer Nail.
You're giving me great experience with use of forces, dude.
I wanted to ask San Rafael Police Chief David Spiller about Officer Nail's record on use of force and about this incident, but he declined my request for an interview. I spoke with his media officer by phone.
We're conducting an immediate and thorough internal investigation. These actions do not represent the San Rafael Police Department, and if any of these allegations do become sustained, action will be dealt with swiftly.
He says both Nail and Mazariegos remain on active duty. Another key question. More than 20 minutes after new detail.
What's that? You put me in a headlock. Really? Okay.
Later, Nail wrote in his police report that Mateo reached his right arm around the back of my neck and started to squeeze in an attempt to put me in a headlock, adding, he began to swing his right hand at my head, striking me several times on the left side and back of my head. That...
First of all, the cop's on the man's left side, so it's already a bullshit story. He's writing that shit in an official report. That's grounds for fire right there. Falsifying an official police report is grounds for fire. Okay? But he's gonna sit home and go fishing and drink some beers while he's still getting paid, right? Ultimately, the DA drops all the charges on the man, and now they're investigating the police officer.